change. But do look at the share price of the New York Times. Mexican billionaire Carlos Slim has become the largest shareholder in the Times. He's boosted his stake to about 16%. Media Research Center's Brent Bozell is with us. Brent, does that 16% stake give Carlos Slim the right to tell the paper what to say? Does he have editorial influence with a 16% stake?
Well, I think so, yes. Well, he has some. Look, to the degree that you own a company, you have the right to tell the company what to do. In his case, he would have the right, to the degree that he can do it, to tell the company what to do. Now, by the same token, let's understand what this is. This is a vanity purchase. The New York Times, they're losing revenue, they're losing readership. I don't see that ever changing with the newspaper. This is a vanity purchase by a man with more money than God. But if he's going to tell the New York Times what to do, then the critics of the New York Times have every right to say that this isn't a newspaper. This is a mouthpiece for Carlos Slim. Think about Rupert Murdoch and Fox. Does Rupert Murdoch have the right to tell Fox News what to do? He absolutely does. Would the critics of Fox say this is not a news network, this is a Rupert Murdoch mouthpiece? Yes, they would.
I just wonder if Carlos Slim has had any input into the New York Times coverage of immigration from Central America and Mexico. I wonder if he's had that kind of input, because the Times really wants to encourage a lot of immigration from Mexico. I just wonder if that's Carlos Slim's doing.
Well, I think it's a fair question to ask, and it's a fair question to ask of anybody in that position. There are people who own newspapers all over the country. It's a fair question to ask. Are they inserting their personal agendas into that newspaper? I don't know the answer with the New York Times.
Okay. Next one, Brent, is leaked emails from Al Jazeera, and they reveal their disdain for the global support for Charlie Hebdo. Here's a quote from one of the executives. I'm quoting directly now. "Defending freedom of expression in the face of oppression is one thing. Insisting on the right to be obnoxious and offensive just because you can is infantile." Now, this goes on. "Baiting extremists isn't bravely defiant when your manner of doing so is more significant in offending millions of moderate people as well." What do you say about all of this, Brent? A lot of people are outraged at Al Jazeera's position here. How about you?
I've read it carefully, and I'm not. And let me explain this why. Let's get beyond all the things that need to be said about denouncing the slaughter of the terrorists that took place. That's not the issue. The issue here is that magazine. What is that magazine, and what does it represent? What is being projected, because no one's focusing on it, is that it was some kind of a National Lampoon magazine that was having a little bit of fun. That is not true. This is a magazine that deliberately has gone out of its way to insult, to offend people of faith, not just Muslims. For you Christians out there, I'm a Catholic out there, consider a cartoon that has about the Holy Trinity, that has God the Father performing anal sex on Jesus Christ while the Holy Spirit comes out his rectum. That's the kind of cartoon you see in there. So the editors or these reporters at Al Jazeera are saying, I'm not Charlie. Stuart, I'm not Charlie either.
Okay. So you will defend the right of a magazine to do that, but you don't think they are being responsible in doing that. Is that accurate?
Well, you can defend a legal right. You cannot defend a moral wrong. Just because you have a legal right doesn't make it right. It's a moral wrong. What they're doing in insulting Islam, as these people were saying at Al Jazeera, they were saying they were goading the terrorists, and some people are suggesting, well, that makes them apologists. No, they were goading the terrorists. Let's be very clear about that. They were goading the terrorists.
But you can't go a step further and say, well, they got what they deserved. You can't say that.
Oh, no, I'm not suggesting that at all. And I don't think, and I mean, these people at Al Jazeera, if you read the whole thing, they went out of their way to condemn the terrorists. And they were unequivocal about condemning the terrorists. That's not the issue. They're not talking about the terrorists. They're talking about this magazine and its offensive cartoons toward everybody.
Got it.
And by the way, to put this in perspective, what did one of the top people at that magazine say in response to the world coming to its defense, to the world showing solidarity, to millions of people with I am Charlie signs? What did he say? He said, I vomit on you. I'm not Charlie.
All right. We hear you. Brent Bozell, thank you very much indeed, sir. All right.
Thank you.